Good morning. Just wanted to try to maybe encourage some folks this morning, and I want to share a scripture with you, talk about it a minute. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7 says, "Cast all your anxieties upon him, for he truly cares for you." You know, as a little kid, I used to go fishing with my dad, and sometimes we get a thing of crickets and, go brim fishing. But if my dad did what he really loved, he loved to bass fish, and he fished hard. He'd take a gallon of water in an old milk jug and freeze it the night before and get a block of sharp cheddar cheese and some crackers and a few snacks. And we'd light out before daylight. And him and his business partner went, when I was a little kid years ago, went and bought him a nice Ranger bass boat. And man, I'm talking about he would fish from can to can't. Get them rods out the night before, put Texas rigs on them, get everything just like he liked it, some top water lures, and organize his tackle box. Now, he would never get the night before and get everything ready and freeze that water and do all that for us to get out there on that bass boat before daylight and ease up in the first slough, and he'd take his bait caster and throw it over against the bank and fish that worm back to the boat. He'd never do that and then cast one time and say, well, we didn't get them today, let's come back tomorrow. See, casting is a fishing term. Nobody goes fishing and cast one time. Matter of fact, Peter was a fisherman. He was a commercial fisherman. Can you imagine how hard it was to be a commercial fisherman during the time and during the life of Peter? Where you take them old heavy, wet, tangled nets and have to sort them out the night before and get them organized, and how hard and heavy a work that was. They wouldn't get out there on that boat and get it navigated. They ain't had no motors, no trolling motors, no depth finders, but get where they thought it needed to be and cast that net one time and put it back in the boat and go to the house. Casting is a fishing term. I wonder sometimes why we think we either just cast our fears upon Christ at the point of salvation, or we wait and let it build up to the point where we feel like we can't handle it. That's not what he's telling us to do. He said, cast all your anxieties. Now, I don't know what your anxiety is today. Maybe it's financial. Maybe there's a promise of money coming that ain't got here yet. And maybe it's a fear of the unknown, not knowing when this thing's going to end. Here's all I can tell you, is you need to be casting those things. When that fear comes, give it to him. Because what fear wants to do is rob you of two things. First of all, it wants to rob you of rest. It wants to rob you of your rest and cause you to worry and to doubt and to fear. Jesus couldn't have been more clear. He says, if you want true rest, see, rest doesn't come from sleep. Sleep is a way that God gives us rest. But true rest, Jesus said, come unto me. If your burden's too heavy, give it to me, and I will give you rest. You start casting your anxiety upon him every day. When that fear comes upon you, that worry, that anxiety, give it to him. You're going to have some of the best rest you've ever had in your life. He says, cast all your anxiety. So you don't have to wait till it builds up and it starts giving you acid reflux. You can give it to him every day. When it comes to you, give it to him. He said, cast all your anxiety upon him, because he truly cares for you. You know, it's kind of like the difference between love declared and love demonstrated. Romans says that God demonstrates his love for us, and that while we were sinners, he gave his one and only son for us. There's a lot of people declare their love for you. There ain't nobody watching this video that hadn't had somebody declare love for you that couldn't live it out, couldn't walk it out. But there's a difference between declaring love and demonstrating love, and pretty clear that God demonstrates his love for us, and that while we were sinners, just at the right time, he gave his son. We can cast our cares upon him because we can trust him, because he wants to carry your burden, and because he truly cares for us. Unconditionally, forever loves us and cares for us and wants to protect us and wants to provide for us. So I want you to cast that anxiety and that fear upon him daily, and if it need be, hourly, because he truly cares for you. I'm only hoping to encourage you. I just want you to know today the Lord loves you. I love you too. God bless you.